What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Codexual with a video of how to set up a VPN PPTP protocol on towards your VPS or dedicated server. So we are messing around with PuTTY, and the server is Ubuntu, and I'm going to supply all the commands here in the description down below. So without further ado, if you can do me the honors, go ahead and subscribe, like to the channel, make sure you get that bell notification on, so in the future we grow bigger and you grow with us, and there'll be more videos in the future how to do awesome internet technology stuff. So get PuTTY, and it's for free on Google. And let's go ahead and type in the VPN, or excuse me, the VPS or the dedicated server host name or the IP, and we're gonna go ahead and hit open. I'm gonna go ahead and log in, and let me get my password here. Okay, so now that we're logged in, and as I said, I will have the all the commands in the description down below, and right here are all the commands. So I'm going to go through them one by one so you guys can be on the same page with me. So this is the first command that you want to get. You want to make sure that you install the PPTPD services. So go ahead and right click and enter that in. And it's already installed. We're good on that. Next thing is we want to do is type in nano and this pathway. We're going to have to edit some, we have to edit the file and add a couple of things. So enter that in. You want to go all the way down. Now, as you see here on the local IP 10.0.0.1, then remote IP 10.0.0.100 through 200, this is optional. However, I wouldn't recommend using these because it just gave me a little bit of a problem. But you guys can work with this if you want to. But however, we're going to be working with these addressing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this above right here. And note how it has the, I don't even know what you want to call them, hashtags or pound signs. It's like we can't make up our mind. So let me go ahead and make the font a little bit smaller. Will 20 do? 20 will do. Okay, so right now, how you see the hashtags, if you will, it's actually ignoring these lines. We want to go in PuTTY, make sure we delete them out, and now it's no longer ignoring those lines. So I would rather use the ones that are recommended over than these ones. But if you're having problems with the recommended ones, then use the 10.0.0.1, then with the remote IP and whatnot. So right now we're just going to go ahead and ignore this. So now we have those uncommented out by deleting those hashtags or pound signs. What you want to do is hit Control O, hit Enter. So now it's saved. Hit Control X. And we're going to go ahead and type in the next command, which is right here. Right click and hit enter. Now let's move the green thing down at the very bottom. So right here is in this format, that's where you want to type it in. So your username, and it's going to be 1, then you have to type this in after your username because it's the type of protocol. PPTPD, then your password. So we're going to put in password 123, and how it shows the star, and that's basically you're allowing any type of connection to come in. If you want to have only your connection, so only your IP to come in, then just go to ipchicken.com, get your IP, and paste that right there. If you want to add a secondary user, it's the same format, and you can have the asterisk star, or you can put in your IP. And if you want to have a third user, same thing. Whatever the third username is going to be, PPTPD, and we're going to fix that as well. Password, then 123. Then if you want any type of connection to come through, or if you just want your IP address set only for only that session can actually go and connect towards. So after that, we're going to go ahead and hit Control O, hit enter, and hit Control X, and we want to put in our Google's DNS services. So you want to type in this command, nano, and hit enter. You want to scroll down where it says routing and network, or excuse me, network and routing. So right here, is where you want to put in the DNS. Don't mess with this, just put in the Google DNS, so ms-DNS, then the, oops, then the Google DNS, which is 8.8.8.8, then ms-DNS 8.8.4.4, so that checks out. Oh, nope, it did not. Now it checks out. So hit Control O and hit Enter and hit Control X. Then we're going to move into this command is we want to restart our services. So go ahead and type that in. And now our services are up and running. So technically we can connect, but we still have to do a little bit more stuff. You want to make sure that it is listening and it is active by hitting that. So it's listening and it's active, so it's actually waiting for a connection to come in. But we're going to actually have to do some IP tables and port forwarding and whatnot, and you can do it with these commands. So right click and go to nano, and you're going to paste that in. Scroll down and it will say, where would it be? Where would it be? Right here. So you want to uncomment this out. You want to go ahead and hit the delete, and the net.ipv4.ip_forward equals 1, which is right here. Just a reference. This is not a command. It's just a reference. And so it's uncommented out. Hit Control O, hit Enter, and hit Control X. So now what we want to do is type in these commands here. So can you guys still see it? Sweet, you guys can still see the commands. We're just about done. So right here is we are getting the Ethernet adapter, and we are post routing it. Basically, it's waiting for a connection for this to be forward towards to. So it's gonna. So right here at the last command, or the fourth command, excuse me, it'll create its own network adapter, the PPTP adapter. So, and it also saves the IP table. So right click, copy, paste in, hit enter, and this is where you want to hit the next command, hit enter, and the next command. So as I said, for the 192.168.0.234, the recommended addressing, I have it already pre-filled right here. But if you actually do the 10.0.0.1, what you want to do is replace it with the, oops, excuse me. Oh, I also have to put that as a 0. So what you want is a 10.0.0.0/8. That's if you chose the 10.0.0.1, but I just chose the recommended IP addressing right here. So that's if you chose these two, but I chose the recommended IP settings. So we're just gonna go ahead and bring this back up, scroll down, and we're gonna replace this with 192, and right click, copy, paste in, hit enter, then this command right here. So now we're actually creating that PPP adapter, hit enter. Okay, so every time that you boot up your server, what you want to do, okay, so before we get into this here, every time that you reboot your server, you're gonna have to type in these 4 commands all over again, and that can be a pain in the butt. So what you want to do is you want to type in this command, so it's saving those IP tables, and it's saving it under the name of firewall, and that's all you need to do is type that in. Now every time that when your server boots back up, you want to type in IP tables -restore, then the alligator that's eating right, then the firewall. So that's when you don't have to type this in now. That's when you reboot your server, but you do want to type this in now since you're watching the video. So right click, copy, and enter. Now that everything should be in the clear, is it still listening? Yep. So you want to hit the Windows key, type in VPN, change adapter or change virtual private networks, and you want to hit add VPN connections. And this is where you want to type in the name, so we're just going to put in, I don't know, whatever you want. I'm just going to put in server, and the name of your dedicated server or your VPS. And make sure you select the VPN provider, which is Windows built in, and it'll say VPN type. You can leave it at automatic. However, it's just a point-to-point tunneling protocol, PPTP. Just go ahead and select that, and it's asking for the username and password. So the username was username1, and the password was password123. Was that the password that I pre-filled it with? Yep, that's what the password is. So whatever your username is and whatever your password is, go ahead and hit save, and you're going to hit server and hit connect. Sweet. And now that we have a connection, let's go ahead and open up a I'm going to bring in my internet browser. We're just going to go to google.com, and yeah, we definitely got a connection. Let me go ahead and disable the thing here. Where would it be? Right there. Okay, so yeah, we definitely got that. So if you guys have a DD-WRT router, what you guys can do is go to your VPN services, make sure your PPTP client is on, and you're going to select the server, put in the remote subnet, which would be, what would be the remote subnet? I think it would be 255.255.255. So IP config, oops, crap. IP config. So okay, so the subnet is going to be 255.255.255.255. It'll say PPP adapter server, and whatever your subnet mask is, you just want to put that right here. This is something that's extra. You guys don't need to do this. You guys are already done, but I'm just letting you know, if you guys do have a modified router or firmware with the DD-WRT, you can set up your router to connect towards that VPN, so that every connection or every computer device that is connected towards your router will be under this VPN, and which is actually pretty awesome. And you just put in the host name, then your username, and the password. This doesn't really matter. Then all you gotta do is hit save and apply. That's it, guys. That's simple. Yeah, if you guys have any further questions, concerns, or anything like that, don't be afraid to let me know, especially join nolog.com/forums. I'm mainly active on that for the source of communication, and don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
What's up? Yeah, I'm back on my shit again. Chasing Benjamins, grinding till the very end. Yeah, every day I'm feeling great, better than the day before, and you can see it on my face. Smiling with my glasses on, like I'm blind to all the hate. I can see all of you waving, I'm just